Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same use, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities. Here we offer you. We gon' show you on your way. The content it never stays. We're positive and uplifting. Once a week the scope gifted. There's zero fake hydration like Boucher.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the livest media, tech, and pop culture party in the land. This is MediaScope. Let me just make sure that we are live where we're supposed to be. I'm looking for Instagram, and okay, I think Instagram is good. All right, all things are good with Instagram. Hopefully you all can hear me. Let's make sure. Yep. Everything is good. Okay, now I am good. Welcome to MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. I know that we have some people that will be joining us. We're back for another Friday night. My name is Tachi. All things media, tech, and pop culture, but I'm also a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer, and a journalist in the best of ways, in my opinion. So I'm so happy that you're here with me. We are here today on Friday. So every Friday, or as many Fridays as I can muster, depending on what's going on. On Fridays, usually I am here 8 p.m. Eastern time on all the channels that you see here: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitch. Also, for those of you that happen to live in the Caribbean and you like gospel music, guess what? We're also on a gospel station. Yeah, I'll never figure that one out, but I am on a gospel station. Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean. We wish you blessings. And I love when you get at me in my DMs on Instagram and let me know that you are enjoying the show and the things that you enjoyed. And when you answer the questions, because it's open to you too. Just because you're in the Caribbean doesn't mean you can't answer. So we have some folks that are already here. Ron Foster says, "What's up, Tachi and MediaScope?" Sir, not a whole lot, but I'm happy to see you. By the way, let me know if you're doing your game night tonight. I'm going to try and stay up. Listen, I have been crashing out, and not in the way that the kids are saying crashing out, but I've been crashing out because I've been so tired. So good to see you. Also, my good friend Bryson Leach is over here on the YouTube side. Welcome, Bryson. It's good to see you. A lot of career arrows in your quiver. Listen, sir. Yes. Let's see if we have folks joining us on the gram. We do. Bryson joined us on the gram. Samuel Morrison, College Black Mentor, is here. Hello, Classic C Gems, and that's it. It has been a month of Sundays. How are you, my dear? It has been a minute for real. Are you still doing your live stream show? She Vets It does a wonderful show that is talking and she talks with vets. She talks with different veterans and about life, etc. And it's a great show. So let me know if you're still doing it. Hey, College Black Mentor, how are you? By the way, College Black Mentor is also Dr. Nikita Harris, who is the founder and executive director of the National Black Debutante Project. And for those of you watching on the Indie Soup channels, we did an amazing live stream last week. Has it? Yeah, it was last week because Juneteenth was last week. On Juneteenth, talking about her project, which is documenting the history and the wonderful things about Black debutantes in the United States. So it's amazing. I'm so amazed and so proud of how far she has come with this project. So if you didn't watch it, it's still up on Indie Soup. You can watch it, and it is a good conversation. So make sure you tune in for that. She Vets It says hello to everyone. Good to see you all. All right, let's see. Who else? Bryson says, good to see you too. Absolutely. And in addition, yes, we do have TBD Game Night. So Touch Base Daily is Ron's show, which comes on daily, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. And we replay it on Indie Soup. But guess what? I'm about to tell you that we're on break. So I'll tell you that in a moment. Hey, Cass is here. It says, sensational Saturday. I made sure to pop on YouTube. Finally, yes, it is. Well, this is actually the normal time that we switch from Wednesdays to Fridays. It's so much better for me when I can get on. So I am super happy to see you all here. Let's take that little piece of media down and put this up. Guess what? If you are watching on YouTube, I don't have an understanding of why you would not be liked and subscribed. Why not? Huh? Why? It helps me. It really does help me out. We're trying to get watch hours up. We're trying to make this into a whole media empire. In case you didn't know, the next logical step is media empire, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, I dress up nicely for you all every Friday because I respect you all. And I wouldn't dare come on slovenly. Yeah, I can't unless I've worked out or something and I'm like, hey, I'm just getting, but for Mediascope, never. Know that something is definitely wrong if I if I'm not dressed up. So make sure that you are subscribed and liked. All right, we've got some more comments. And thank you for saying looking sharp. Listen, it's all for you guys. It's for myself too. Let me stop lying. It's also for me, but I relish in the opportunity to dress up, right? Let's see who else is here. College Black Mentor said, thank you. It was great partnering with Indie Soup. It was wonderful partnering with you. She vetted is subscribed. Fantastic. Thank you. And guys, here's the thing. The experience is actually so much better on YouTube. So if you want to join us on YouTube, it is at Dr. _Tachi. Instagram is fine, but it's not really made for this style of video. But you are welcome to stay here because I will make sure I acknowledge your comments. Oh, and College Black Mentor says, I'm loving the hat because I know you're a hat girl. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. I found a hat maker on Etsy or a hat seller, I should say, on Etsy and they're right in Miami. So, I have 4 of their hats now. 3 are this style and another one has a shorter brim. But I'm like, I am in love with these hats. I'm like, what? I'm like D Nice now. Those of you, I'm like D, where he bought one hat and then he got hooked. Although I've always been a hat person, so I love hats. But this style, I got. Listen, I'm in love. Linen, love it. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll give you the info, the deets, but it comes quickly here because it's right in Miami. So all right, let's see we have a lot of news today, and I don't want to hold you all longer than I need to hold you all, but I needed to come on and get some. Oh, and National Black Debutante Project says jumped over. Thank you. I'm telling you, the experience is better here. You can watch it on a television, watch it on the big screen. Listen, I have a good camera just so the people who want to watch it on a big screen don't get a whole pixelated image. So what I did not do, hugs, giving you the hug, letting you know I appreciate you being here on a Friday night. You could be anywhere. Maybe you are anywhere, but you chose to be here with me. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And so we're going to get to it. Please make sure to put your comments and your questions in the chat. I will be looking at the chat here and I will hop over to Instagram. So let me know. Don't think I'm not watching you. I am watching you. Although the experience is better over here on the YouTube side. It's okay. It's okay. YouTube is like Beverly Hills. I'm going to stop because I don't want to insult Instagram. I don't want to insult the platform Instagram. We're just going to keep going. Here we go. Yes. Wait. Welcome to YouTube NBDP. What is NBDP? Don't make me think on a Friday night, Ron, my friend. Don't make me think on a Friday night. And Cass says, oh, there we go. Happy Friday. Oops, these days are flying. I took off today with rest and it felt like a Saturday. No, listen, I knew what you meant. I was just going to let you have that. But since you recognize it, that's fine. No, absolutely. The days are flying and I'm glad you took off today. Every once in a while, we need to take off and rest. And speaking of rest, for those of you that are Indie Soup watchers, and if you're not, why not? If you're watching my network, Indie Soup Media, it is at Indie Soup Media on all platforms. We are on break. We're on a break. We come back July 7th. So we're on a break, giving the creators a break, giving me a break, because even though we love doing it, it is a lot to run a network. And I'm so thankful to the creators who are consistent and providing fantastic. And if I do say so myself, the content is dope. The content is dope across the board. Every single show is dope. And we have like 22 of them. So make sure that you are watching, but we're on break now. But guess what you can do? You can go back to past episodes of all of the shows, and there are like 30 shows up there. So yeah, use this break and catch up on your favorite show on Indie Soup. All right, guess what we're going to do? Um, oh, National Black Debutante Project. I was thinking like not safe for work. I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, the National Black Debutante Project. I do know. Thank you. So you say welcome to YouTube NBDP, the National Black Debutante Project. Yes, I know. Listen, it's Friday. What do you want? I know you very well. All right. Well, so let's do this. We are going to start to talk about, some stories, and we always start off with media. Let's go. Okay. All right. Well, the media intro has played, which means we've got some media stories for you. So, our first story is this. Unfortunately, we have some rest wells that we need to attend to. And this is very sad. It feels like we're always losing people. And it feels like we say this all the time, but it really feels like lately the gravity of the people we're losing hits harder because of everything that's going on in the world right now. And so Walter Scott, who was one of the founding members of the R&B soul group The Whispers, passed away at the age of 81. This passing was confirmed by Desiree Benson, who works with the Whispers promotional team, and this is what she says. We are all incredibly heartbroken. It is with sadness that we confirm the passing of, the passing of Walter Scott, beloved member of the legendary R&B group The Whispers. As she said this in a written statement. His voice, his presence, and contributions helped shape a musical legacy that touched millions. There we go. This keeps jumping. Touched millions. Walter's impact on the industry and in the hearts of fans will never be forgotten. Memorial details will be shared at a later date, sending love and light to the family, friends, and all of the millions of fans around the world. We lost a legend. Indeed, we did. And for those of you that are fans of the Whispers, do you have a favorite song? Let me know. Last night, D Nice did a wonderful set in tribute to Walter Scott. He played all Whispers music, and it was just a lovely tribute. I love that D Nice does that. That he takes the time whenever things like this happen, and he'll do a musical tribute. He just got on and DJ'd, and it was amazing. So let me know if you have a favorite song by the Whispers. With that, let's take some comments. National Black Debutante Project is sending up prayers. Absolutely a young 81. Well, he was ill. He had been battling, he had been sick for a little while. I believe it was cancer. And so I'm sure people around him were not surprised, but we were. And 81 does not seem very young these days. Also, yes, okay, so National Black Debutante Project says Rock Steady. And I was thinking about that song the other day. Whenever I think of the Whispers, that's what I think about, that song Rock Steady. That was from the 80s. Rock Steady, and Cass Lou said Rock Steady is upbeat dance song, but all their songs are fire. Yes, absolutely. And I love the beat of, what was I watching? Was it Unsung? And they did the Whispers? Or was it something else? Oh, I want to say it was Unsung, which makes no sense because they are not unsung, but whatever. But it was Unsung, and they were talking about the song Lost and Turned Out. I think that's the title of it. I love the rhythm of that song, but when you hear about what that was about, it's like, wow. So Indie Arts Creations, welcome, says Rock Steady. Okay, so we have 3 Rock Steadies. Definitely. Let me know if you have any I think on Instagram we are frozen. So nothing is moving for me on Instagram. I'm going to ask you to do this because I'm the comments are not moving. it just seems really frozen, and I'm frozen. So head over to at Dr. underscore Tachi on YouTube, and you can watch there. You don't even have to sign in if you don't want to. That's the thing about this, because I'm frozen here. In fact, fair warning, folks, Instagram's days are numbered. So I don't know how much longer I will be um, broadcasting to Instagram, just because it's so wonky and I don't have time for the rubbish. Okay. You all know I really don't have time for the rubbish. So uh, I'm thinking this may be the last. So come and join. Fair warning, come and join us over on the YouTube side. We're also on Facebook, the face of the MediaScope. We are also on all the channels for Indie Soup. So please feel free to join us here. Digital Stem Cell, how are you? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. It is going so well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm frozen over on, I think I'm frozen over on Instagram. Let me know if you can see me. So, but the better experience is over on YouTube. All right. So once again, rest well to Walter Scott, and rest well to Walter Scott, and sending prayers to all the members of the Whispers and to the families, etc. Wow. And let's see, Bryson says YouTube is where the fun is at. Listen, I'm telling you, absolutely. And and Cass also says, and the beat goes on is another upbeat that she likes. Fantastic. And Ron Foster is with me and says, I am with you. Meta has failed us. Listen, Meta can take two rocks and rub them together to create a fire to make sure that their platforms go up in smoke, and I could care less. That's exactly what they need to do. Take two pieces of flint and just set themselves ablaze, because they have failed us. You are absolutely correct. Correctamundo, sir. So, in fact, that has even strengthened my resolve. This is the last time that I'm going to be live with this on Instagram. Of course, I'll post other things on Instagram. I will go live from time to time, like maybe if I'm at the beach or something. But as far as this, no, I am not. It's too much rubbish. Chris Edwards is here and says, hello, family, over on the YouTube side. Listen, take two pieces of flint, start a fire, and set yourself bloody ablaze. That's all I have to say. We are tired of you. We, the community of live streamers, have had enough. We have had enough. And Indira says, okay, disregard my suggestion. Wait, what was your suggestion? What was your suggestion? Let me know. I am going to look over there. Now, DJ McFord is over here on Instagram, though, and says, good evening, sis. How are you, my brother? DJ McFord is our resident DJ for Indie Soup Media. We had a banging set last night. If you don't listen to DJ McFord, you need to be. So every Thursday, we do a collaboration set. It's Indie McFord. Well, yeah, Indie McFord. It's DJ McFord times Indie Soup Media. We do about 2 hours of Euro Soulful house music, and it is amazing. Last night was just off the charts good. So if you have not joined us before, we welcome you to join us on Thursday nights on his Instagram. So he still loves Instagram like cooked food. So he will be there and we will join him. Okay. So that's one of the events that we'll do on Instagram. All right. So there we go. And Digital Stem Cell says you can see me clearly. Okay. I'm frozen for me, but it is what it is. Okay. So it is after dark. So that's why I've got the purple up. I need to get some more lighting here and here. So I'm going to make sure I do that. I'm going to order some more. So I kind of like the lighting situation. All right, let us move on. We have finished with talking about that. We do have another rest well, though. Unfortunately, we also lost this individual, Bill Moyers. If you are not familiar with who he is, you should be familiar with who he is. I'm a journalist and communication person, mass media, so obviously I know him quite well. He was a former White House press secretary, also an acclaimed television journalist. He passed away at the age of 91 yesterday. And he is actually one of the most honored journalists in television history. He died in New York, according to his longtime friend, Tom Johnson. And he, who was the former CEO of CNN and the assistant to Moyers during the Lyndon B. Johnson administration. Sheesh, I didn't realize that his tenure in journalism and the press goes all the way back to Lyndon B. Johnson. Wow. Well, age 91, he lived well. I used to watch his show on PBS all the time. I forgot what it was called, Bill Moyers something. And I remember they one time they did a really great pictorial or video really of how media works. And I was like, what? At the time I was a grad student but I was also teaching at Howard. And I was like, I need this for my students. That's when I really caught on to him and how adept he was as a journalist. So rest well, you will be missed, and job well done. All right, so let's go to the next story. Oh, LL, listen, sir, you do not age. You are aging backwards. Your caramel skin has wrapped you and done you well, because I see not a PIM. PIM means nothing, just in case you didn't know. Not a, I mean, wrinkles are minuscule. If anything, sir, you are, whatever your skincare routine is, keep it up. Keep it up. So, what is this story about besides me giving LL his flowers? So, LL Cool J and Peyton Manning are teaming up on a docuseries at Paramount Plus called Hip Hop Was Born Here. Listen, if nobody is hip hop, LL is hip hop. LL is New York. LL loves hip hop, even though he has also transitioned into the world of acting, which a lot of musicians do, which makes sense. He is still at heart that boy from, what is he from, Queens? Somebody listen, I would ask Ron. So you know how you don't, as we say, you don't be knowing about pop culture stuff sometimes, even though you're from New York. So Bryson may be a better one to ask. Bryson, is LL from Queens? Or is he? I know he's not Brooklyn. Let me know. Let me know where LL is from, or even if you are on the Instagram side, please let me know. Hey, and Susan Sawyer also joined us and said, loving the purple vibes. Thank you. It's not like purple is necessarily like a favorite color of mine, but for some reason, purple is pretty and it has been resonating with me. So I just decided to do, purple. So thank you, Susan Sawyer. Thank you so much for being here. He is from Queens. Okay, I'm sorry, Ron. I assume that you would not know, and I apologize. Please accept this Hello Kitty as a token of my apology. Okay, not that you want. Anyway, here we go. Let's see. Thank you. Cass says Queens. Yes. Anthony Davis is here. How are you? Welcome in, my friend, from Facebook. Thank you so much for walking. And Digital Stem Cell is over here. Thank you for joining on the YouTube side. It's so much more fun over here. So LL is from Bayshore. No, I'm not going to ignore you. Oh, Lux Life News is here. What's up? And Mary has also joined us on the Instagram side. And DJ McFord says, thank you for the love. Always, my friend, always. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about, let's get this down. Okay, thank you. And Chris Edwards chiming in all late says, yes, I'm kidding. Yes, he is from Queens. Okay, all hail Queens. All hail Queens. All right. So they've teamed up. Peyton Manning and LL Cool J have teamed up on a project for Paramount Plus called Hip Hop Was Born Here. And it's a docuseries that is actually looking at the history of hip hop in New York City. Now, it's hosted by LL Cool J, and it's a 5-episode order that Paramount Plus has in. It premieres July 22nd on Paramount Plus. Now, I'm interested to see that. I am not interested in paying for Paramount Plus. So if anybody knows of, let's say, a special or a deal that's on where I could watch it for, I will check myself to see if there is a special, because what won't be happening in this camp is paying for Paramount Plus. As for me and my house, we will watch free TV. Okay. So we won't be doing Paramount Plus, but let me know if there are any deals or specials. And let me know if you are interested in watching this. We have just come off of the heels, 2 years ago, of the year that the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Can you imagine? 1973 was when hip hop was founded, officially founded and organized. That is the date that is given for the founding of hip hop. So 2 years ago, in 2023, was the 50th anniversary. So, let's not leave this as a 50th year and then keep. So, this is a good continuation of that conversation about hip hop's contributions to the world. Fun fact, I think I've told you before that I used to do research on hip hop. So I did. Now, I'm not the foremost scholar on it, no, but I used to do a lot of research on hip hop, and I used to write about it from a scholarly point of view, just because I was so interested in it. Growing up in New York State, you have no choice but to know and understand hip hop. Bryson says we could give you 3 months free. Who is this we? I'm a little scared of we. Am I going to be carted off by authorities because of we? Let me know. Let me know. Cassandra Belton is here. Hello. Says that's going to be awesome. I think so too. I'm interested to see the spin that they put on this. Something, I'm sure that he's going to add something that we don't already know. I hope. And so Sawyer says, amazing DJ set last night, Mick. Very amazing, very amazing. Oh, Anthony, I'm sorry to hear that. He said he's been doing all right. So I hope that you get better soon. Everybody send Anthony some well wishes and positive energy. So let's see who else, what else. All right. So Anthony says, I pay for Disney Plus and we get Hulu through our cell phone service. I'm not paying for anything else. I hear that. There are plenty of ways to watch live TV through Roku. Absolutely. That's what I do. That I do have Sling, so I can get live television through Sling. But then there are so many channels now. I don't see the benefit for me. Mind you, let me give you this disclaimer. I am talking about me when that stuff comes up. I don't see the benefit in me paying for that. I'm not paying for one show. So, Bryson, if you and we know of a way for me to do it without me being carried off by the authorities, I would be appreciated, because I do want to see that. Let's see. And Cass is sending Anthony some well wishes. Absolutely. And I can use your. Okay, we'll talk offline, Bryson. We'll talk offline. Let's not be putting all of our business out there in the streets for people to see. But thank you. And Susan Sawyer is sending Anthony healing vibes as well. That's wonderful to hear. Lainey Lane has joined us over on the Instagram side, as has Adrian NYC Soror. It is wonderful to see you. Althea 37 has also joined us over here. Lux Life News says, I'm on both. I don't know how to comment on the YouTube side. Oh, I don't know if you are using your phone or if you're on your computer. If you're on your computer, on the right-hand side is the comment section, and you'll be able to. Now, you're only going to be able to comment if you are signed in to YouTube. So you can watch without signing in, but to comment, you have to be signed in. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm appreciative. You're on both. Come on, warrior. Yes. All right. So that is what is happening there. Let's see. Oh, one more comment. Anthony says, the only reason I pay for Disney Plus is because I love Marvel Comics and the Muppets. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be getting it at all. I completely understand. Everybody has their vice, right? Everybody has that show that movie, that thing that they will pay for, right? Even with yourselves, right? For some people, something like having a Disney is their one luxury that they're going to pay for, and that's what they do. That is not my ministry. So that's what I pay for. So everybody has their one thing that, I'm not paying for anything else, but this I will pay for. What is your one thing? I want to know that. What is the one thing that's a non-negotiable for you? Not It can be media, it could be not media. It could be, so what is your non-negotiable? What do you have to have that you will pay for? Let me know. For some people, it's having their nails done. They could live in a cardboard box, but the nails will be done. For some people, it's a certain type of car. For some people, it's food, right? It's certain types of food. I remember when I was at Nikita, you'll probably remember I said this. When I was at Howard, I really exclusively shopped at Whole Foods. Now, Whole Foods was not as expensive back then as it is now, and it's even gotten cheaper since the acquisition by Amazon. Certain things have gotten cheaper, not everything. But back then, I bought a lot of the 365 stuff. So I wasn't spending a whole lot. Now I would shop at what's the other place there? Not Giant, Safeway, and get organic stuff there. But for the most part, oh, and Trader Joe's. I did shop at Trader Joe's, and then at the Mom's, My Organic Market. Those people in the DC area, you will know that. So I would shop at co-ops, etc. So people are like, "Oh, how could you shop at Whole Foods?" And they would really, literally be, "Oh, how can you shop at Whole Foods? It's so expensive." I said, "And so is the hospital. So is a casket." I'll leave that right there. All right. So Ron's non-negotiables are travel, food, and outdoor. We know that. You will live. Look, Ron will live in the forests with a loincloth on and his plants, because all that is not his are his non-negotiables. He doesn't need an inside place to live. And I'm picturing this as I'm saying it. So and he says we all, oh, where are you? We all have a longing pleasure. Okay, absolutely. We all have these things that we do. Ron said, tell those IG folks to switch over to YouTube. Listen, I've been saying, because enjoy it while it's here, because I probably am not going to include Instagram in this anymore, just because it's so troublesome, bothersome. And this is what you have to know, folks. Whenever you see technology that is either for live streaming or anything, and you are having issues with it, and they don't seem to be getting better despite what other people are saying, despite complaints, it lets you know what that platform is doing. Instagram is no longer interested in making live a big thing. Now, it will do it, obviously, but are they going to add features, and is it going to get better? No. I've been doing live for quite a while now, since 2011, but my own show since 2015. I've seen enough to know when platforms are like, oh, well, we're selling it or shutting it down anyway. We're not going to pay attention. There have been no major updates since 2020 with Instagram Live. Nothing besides the ability to go live to Instagram from stuff like this. And look at it. I'm frozen. I can't see myself. Anyway, this is not supposed to be the Instagram gripe session, and I know my good friend DJ McFord loves it. So Adrian says, wonderful to see you also, Soro. DJ McFord says to Sawyer, thank you, sis. I appreciate my lower level lounge family. Make sure to listen to the playback over the weekend to get you motivated, and it will motivate you to do something. What? I don't know, but it will motivate you. Give me a second, folks. Excuse me. I usually like room temperature water, but since it is the temperature of Hades, I've taken to ice water, and it's so refreshing. I have to say, I'm loving it. One nice girl says, hello. Hi. One nice girl. How are you? I didn't know. Oh, I've been on YouTube. Folks, listen, this is the 20th anniversary of YouTube. I have been on YouTube since 2006. They were founded in 2005. So I've been on YouTube since 2006. Now, was I creating content since then? No. Before, I used to use it really basically as storage and watch cat videos. But then I actually only started to get serious about YouTube as a destination 3 years ago. Probably about 3 years ago. But I've been storing stuff and using it since 2006. Go figure. Yay from the Bay. What's up? How are you over on the Instagram side? Jesus Black Man has also joined us. Welcome. So yes, the for those of you on Instagram, the experience is much better on YouTube. Same name as here on Instagram at Dr._Tachi. Join us, and we can put your comments up on the screen. We can't do that with Instagram. We can't. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see. So, Jesus Black Man is here, and he says, Dr. Tachi. Also, Anthony Davis says, when it comes to live streaming on IG, I think they are seeing that it's getting hard to compete with live streaming platforms like Facebook and TikTok. I think eventually they'll just get rid of it. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gotten rid of it already. I am wholly surprised they have not. You're absolutely right. And Ron Foster says, I was a YouTube watcher for years. Now I am a YouTube creative. That's right. Hannah Boyd Miller has joined us. Hello, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. Folks, let me take this time to say hello. I haven't debriefed or done station ID in a little bit of time. You are watching MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. We are here on Fridays at 8-ish p.m., usually around 8:30. Because when the network is running, I try to kind of let the broadcast day run out before I come on. So closer to 8:30, but if I could get on earlier between 8 and 8:30, okay, let's say that. If you are watching on YouTube, what's up? Bookface, hello. Instagram, hey, I still love you. LinkedIn, what's up? I don't know if we have anybody on LinkedIn, but hey, if you're there, Twitchers, keep twitching. And if you listen to us on Thursdays at 2 p.m. on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean, multitude of blessings. All right. And of course, this is me. I am Dr. Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist. All right. Let's keep going. We are now going to talk a little bit about Lilo and Stitch, and I'm sure Bryson knows all the tea in the business about Lilo and the Stitch. that doesn't that sound, you know how some people put an article in front of everything, like the Dollar Tree. Instead of just saying Dollar Tree, I'm running over to the Dollar Tree. So Lilo and the Stitch. All right. So you already know they've done such a this movie has done such phenomenal numbers. Not this movie, the Lilo and Stitch 2 that I'm about to talk about, but the first Lilo and Stitch. No, let me say this again. The first Lilo and Stitch was a completely animated movie that came out in 2002. This year, we had a live action Lilo and Stitch, right? And now, before the ink is even dry from this Lilo and Stitch signing autographs, they have green-lighted Lilo and Stitch 2, okay? But it's not a surprise. It did such phenomenal numbers. We are not surprised. So here's the thing. This movie, I'm trying to find the exact numbers that it did. It's 900 and something million so far, and I'm trying to find the exact number. I want to say 923. I was going to say 26. So the movie has grossed over 923 million worldwide. This is the budget. They spent $100 million to make this. to me, I mean, most people will not ever make $100 million in their lifetime. And if you have it as savings, you probably could not spend it all if you were being reasonable, a reasonable human being, right? But they spent $100 million to make this live action Lilo and Stitch. However, they have grossed more than movies who have spent double that. Okay, so for them, this is a good investment. So of course they were going to green light for Lilo and Stitch 2. What we have to be sure of is that we are going to keep that same momentum, because often what happens with the sequel is they lose momentum. And it's like, look, you could have just kept it, kept the original good times. Do you guys remember there was an animated version of Good Times that was deplorable? I'm trying to remember who was responsible for that. It was recently. I talked about that like earlier this year. It was awful. We know they live in Cabrini Green, but did you have to make it more gritty urban than it actually was? I'm trying to remember who was responsible for that. Why am I thinking Kevin Hart? But I think I'm wrong with that. Somebody else will know, probably Bryson or whatever, but it was awful. It was rubbish. It was deplorability to the nth degree. So, needless to say, that didn't go well. Leave Good Times alone. Leave Good Times alone. Leave Good Times alone. Some things you just need to leave well enough alone. I don't know if you agree with me, but that is my thought, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. So Jesus Black Man says that budgets are bigger for like mainstream media. You are absolutely correct. I say this ad nauseum, and I'm going to continue to say it. Hollywood works with, they are risk adverse. They work with who they know. They work with who they like and who they know, and who they know made them money before. Not even who they like, because they don't have to give a damn about you or like you. But if you've made money for them before, they will invest. You could have a product that is 300 times better than anything that they greenlight. It doesn't matter. I don't know you. You don't have a track record. I am not investing. That's nice. Take your little script and be gone. Exit stage left, please. Please be stepping to the right. That's really the way it works. And so it does seem unfair that, mainstream projects get more. But again, the people, they've proven in the past that they can make money, even though they've also proven they can lose money. I don't want to get into that whole thing. We already know, because I talk about this every time we're on. But that's it. So Bryson says, yes, Lilo and Stitch live action. It's getting a sequel, Lilo and Stitch 2. It's in development. Also, he adds that yesterday was 6/26, and the animated movie came out in 2002, and the series in 2003. That's right. I forgot about the Lilo and Stitch animated series on Disney. Thank you for putting that out there. Thank you. Seth MacFarlane and Stephen Curry. I was like, who was it? You know what I was thinking of? You know how Kevin Hart is doing those commercials and Stephen Curry is in it? I'm like, it's one of these two people that are in it. Sometimes everybody doesn't have to do media. Every celebrity doesn't have to do a clothing line, perfume line, makeup line. Don't, because some of you all don't know what you're doing, and it is clear. So Steph Curry, though we appreciate your talents, clearly your ministry is not in media, because why you thought that rubbish was a good idea, I don't know. Somebody said it was a good idea, and you said, well, yeah, let's make Good Times even more ghetto than it already was. What? Let me get off of my soapbox because we'll go down a slippery slope today. Thank you for saying I'm your favorite. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody being here. Let's see. The animated Good Time. Anthony says IMDb says the animated Good Times was created by someone named Renata Shepard. Yeah, she probably was on the team for that, but the main creator, or I should say the executive producer, not even the creator, was Steph Curry. So that was too bad. Too bad. Paul Henderson is here. Hello. He is a classmate of mine from the State University of New York at Buffalo. Even though, I only big up Howard University, I did also go to the University of Buffalo. So he is one of my classmates from there. Paul, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. Some good ice cold water. All right. Did I miss anybody's? I think I got everybody. Oh, and Anthony, you're asking, I looked into Blue Sky? I have. I do have a Blue Sky account. For those of you that are interested in following me on Blue Sky, you may. Everywhere I am usually at Dr. _Tachi. So you can look for me on Blue Sky with that. Now, do I do very much over there? No. It's the same thing for me and Substack. I try, but listen, you put your heart into things, and then there's not that I don't have that many followers on Substack. So what I'm not going to do is put energy into an empty bin. No. So I'll do stuff when I feel like it over there. Let me make sure we don't have any. Kimmy says hello over on Instagram. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. All right. So we are going to continue on. Let's see. What other tasty, juicy pieces of news do we have? So off of Lilo and Stitch, and we are going over to this is it's become jumbled, so don't mind me. All right. Yay. Oh, let me take down Paul's comment. Where are you? Okay, there we go. Okay. So, oh, and Anthony says, I misread it. Renata Shepard was a writer and producer of the animated series. So, but I don't, was she a showrunner? I don't know. You can let me know. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's Tanya Moore. This is Lux Live. She says, I have jumped ship to YouTube. Lux Live. I feel much better. You see this? You see how much better it is over here? Thank you. Join the revolution. Join the YouTube revolution, folks. Excuse me. I had to take a sip. I know some of you are intent on being over on Instagram, and that's fine. I'll serve you as long as I can. All right. Potato chips? No, it's really about TV. So let's see if we can get this. All right. So, folks, America's favorite pastime is watching TV. Optimum, which is an organization that does studies like this, has a report, finds that 90% multitask while watching television. Now, I know that they must have only surveyed Methuselah and Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, because if we're talking about younger people, this is not their vibe generally. But let's talk about it. So a national survey of U.S. consumers showed that 66% of Americans watch TV all or most of the time, and they also multitask while doing it. Okay, I'm kind of guilty. This is a new national study from Optimum. They had more than 200 participants, and 4 of them were Methuselah, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And it reveals that television is still central to American life, but the way that people watch it has changed dramatically. So apparently, we're not just sitting quietly on the couch anymore. We're focused on more than one screen. Listen, I know that's me. I am focused on more than one screen. So last night, while DJ McFord was on, I was like in a meeting still. So I had one screen going, the Zoom going, but I also had my iPad going because that was live. I had my phone going because that was live. And the television was on. Wait, the television is this? Yep, the television was on. You can't see it, but it was on. So we're multitasking, and it's different from the way they used television in past times. Television was the central Okay, unless you're talking about my sister and I, and we're such TV addicts that we would, when we were little, they tried to make us sit at the table to have dinner, to, sit down and eat. That wasn't going to work because we'd be like this, and then we'd be like this, and then so finally they let us just sit in front of the television because it was a useless cause to try and get us to sit at the table when we knew good stuff was on. What? And it wasn't even that just good stuff was on. Television was on because it's not like you had a whole bunch of choices, right? So anyway, let's see. Um, so 200 participants, and again, we don't know who participated. So as I said, 90% of us are doing something else while we're watching. Let me know. Are you multitasking? First of all, do you watch TV? And I'm not necessarily concerned about what you watch, whether you're watching something like an app like YouTube, because a lot of us have smart TVs now, whether you're watching streaming or whether you're watching regular linear broadcast television. But do you multitask when you're doing any of that? Let me know. I'm interested in knowing. So let me tell you, the most popular things people are doing are in this order. Eating. Is that really I guess so. But how many people just concentrate and eat? Anyway, so it is multitasking because you're doing something else. So eating is number one. Browsing on their phone or the internet is two. Three is texting or talking on the phone. Four is enjoying the company of family and friends. Five is scrolling on social media. And six is cooking. So in that order, those are the most popular pastimes to multitask with as you're watching whatever you're watching on television. And here's the thing, the survey also found that Americans watch 24 hours of television every week. So every week, on the whole, at least those people that participated, you're watching a full day of television over the week. I turned out okay. I probably watched more. So here's the thing. So Eric Bruno is the senior vice president for product management at Optimum, and he said this poll hits home for everyone across the country. We all have busy lives, but in between family, work, and school, we have unique television habits, and it's interesting to hear about them. It is. It is. Let's see what people say about this. Let's see. Um, I hit the like button. Thank you for doing that. I forget to do that. So if you are watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Trish is here as well and says the baseball game is on, and now me. Thank you for being here. Ron, excuse me. Ron says television was a source of visual information and a babysitting tool. You better believe it. You weren't doing anything wrong because your show was on. And Kim Kimmy is over here on YouTube. Give me a second. Dry. Which lets me know that my time is quickly winding down. To make this an hour, we have about 8 minutes left. So I'm going to race through things. What about Substack? I'm on Substack, but I don't have very much traction over there. And I know it takes time. I don't feel like waiting. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, smash the like button, please, if you please. And Cass says, I have learned to sit and enjoy things since 2020. Yeah, you had no choice, right? You learned to sit and enjoy. I was still multitasking because during the pandemic, I was busier than ever because I know how to do all this. So I was hired a lot to run live streams, etc. Major entities were hiring me to do that. So yeah, I was busier than ever. So I guess I was multitasking. Anyway, let's do this. Let's keep going. I'm going to have to make some executive decisions about what I can't show since we only have about 6 minutes left, maybe a little tiny bit over that. But I don't want to take any more time because I want to respect your time. Plus, I love reading the comments. It is so I feel full when I read the comments. Jody Red Butterfly is here. Hello, Sora. Welcome. And Sandy Sandra McBride is here. Hello. Welcome. If you please, you can hop over to the the YouTube side because the experience is a lot better. I probably will not be including Instagram in the streams anymore just because it's so problematic. And Ron says, I'm with you on Substack. Yeah, why? Listen, in 2025, in the year of our Lord, I am no longer doing things that do not serve me, which includes pummeling time into things that I don't see any movement on. And Substack is a great thing, but here's what happens. Everybody that was on X jumped ship because of the person in charge and came to places like Threads and Substack. Now, I already had traction on Threads because if you have Instagram, it was tied. So that was very smart on Meta's part. Substack, what happened is people jumped ship and it was a lot of notable people. So everybody wants to follow the notable people. Everybody wants to follow the Don Lemons and rightfully so. But then the rest of us are like, what am I, chopped liver? All right, well, you can chop your liver someplace else because whatever. All right, the dry throat lets me know that my time is rapidly coming to a close. So let's get this done. Oh, what's your comment, Bryson? Okay, so he's talking about some of the cancellations. Dr. Odyssey is not getting renewed for season 2. Cynthia Erivo is dropping her second book coming out November 18th. Thank you for that, Bryson. Great information. Excuse me. All right. Let's keep going, folks. Let's see what else we have. Do I have to? I think, yeah, I know I'm going to have to forego some of these things and then post them so that you all can see the stories. But let me decide. Let me make an executive decision as to what we're going to talk about. Give me just a second. I will say that YouTube, since we're talking about YouTube, has added $45 billion to the U.S. gross domestic product just last year, just in 2024. And that's through creators, that's through editors, everybody that is involved with that through YouTube. They were able to contribute $45 billion to the gross domestic product. Don't tell me that being a content creator and that YouTube is not important. I'll say that. Okay, so off of that, okay, let's talk about these last two. Okay, really quickly, let's put this up. Where are you? Okay, if you don't know who this is, find out. This is Tyler, the Creator. He is a rapper, and I wanted to know from you what you think about this. I talked about this earlier. So back in December, Tyler, the Creator did an interview on Billboard, and he really took issue with how this explosive growth in podcasts. And he basically said, if I was president, the first thing I would do is take podcast mics away from these people. Okay. He didn't say these people. So, but I won't say what he said. Okay. He said that would be the first thing that he did. So now, a little over 6 months later, he now has an interview with The Cut, right? Which is this really popular podcast. And he has a Converse collab. And this is what he says. He, was venting about the number of podcasts and giving platforms to what he calls faux experts. And I wanted to know what you think about what he said and if you agree. He said, I think we give a lot of people who aren't smart and just want attention platforms to be loud and incorrect, and other stupid people follow them. Where are the people with the skills? We need electricians. We need more drummers, painters, teachers. Everybody with a mic is crazy. I just think it's gross. So I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to know what you think. Is he right? Are there too many people with mics? Are there too many podcast bros? Let me know what you think. We already have this. So Bryson Leach says, that makes sense. I agree with him. Okay. Oh, and look who's here. Rigoberto Morales. How are you? Says hello. Great show. Love the content. Stay strong. Stay blessed. Good to see you. I hope everything is well with you. It's been a while. So let me know what your thoughts are about what Tyler the Creator says about podcasts. So, okay, I'll tell you as I'm waiting for you. I'll tell you what I think. I think to an extent he's absolutely correct. The thing about where we are now with media and podcasting or live streaming is that this is the platform that gives everybody a chance. Before, there was so much gatekeeping, and to an extent there's still some gatekeeping for the big opportunities, but just the opportunity to say what it is you want to say, how you want to say it, it's there because of these platforms. Before, you had to beg for a spot to be heard, and you probably were not going to be heard. Now this gives us the opportunity to be heard, and that's what I like about this. What I do say is that not everybody needs a microphone. Simply because you can buy it does not mean you should. Or simply because you can buy it does not mean you should use it. Not everybody, and I don't want to call out people, but I did earlier. Why am I There are a lot of people who have podcasts now that I'm like, you are so unlearned. Why are you speaking on this? I have no problem with people having an opinion or commentary on things, but the problem is they come off as an authority on the things. So like, oh yeah, on Joe Budden. I'm sorry. When did Joe Budden when did the Breakfast Club become a, and I'm not saying anything bad about their podcast. What I'm saying is these people are not authorities on many of the things they speak about, but they're taken as such because they're speaking about them. So simply because you have some room on the airwaves, now you become an authority. Stop it. And stop putting them on that pedestal as an authority. Rubbish. Oh, so hey, Mary found me. Yay. Hey, Mary, what's up? Good to see you. So Rigo says, yes, ma'am, all is good. We'll chat soon. Thank you. Good to see you here. And Tanya says, indubitably. I'm guessing that you agree with that. It's got to be Junior. Junior, what's up? Give me a second. I'm about to have a dry throat coughing fit. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Junior, it is awesome to see you. Junior and I go way back to Periscope and Meerkat days. So, Junior, it is awesome to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. VQ JC Juan, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, so let me know what you think about what Tyler the Creator said. Are there too many people with podcast mics? Are there too many bad podcasts? So Cass says, interesting, there are a lot. It is up to the viewers to pick and choose what they align with, but it is also the podcaster's responsibility to research, know what they are talking about, and speak the truth. Hear, hear. Hear, hear. I have to say this. I think, though, there are so many uninformed people that are just willing to go with the first podcaster, first news story that gives information, that they don't check other sources. They are not media literate, and so they just accept anything. And it's laziness. Part of this not knowing, you can't claim not to know when there are all these resources out there. It's laziness. You don't want to know. You don't want to take the time to check this against other sources because it does take time to be media literate. So you just rather, well, I don't care what you heard. You've already proven to me you're not media literate. Therefore, your words hold no weight with me, sir. I said good day. Let's see. Okay, Rigo says, people need to fact check before they speak on any platform. And also, if you create fake news, then people will have to make their own decisions to believe the BS or not. I'm just saying, I agree. I agree. Let's see. So Bryson says the Breakfast Club is the biggest on the planet, and it was the best morning show. It went for #1 for the best podcast. But okay, things can go for #1, Bryson, but that doesn't mean it's good. And I'm not saying that the Breakfast Club is terrible. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes they speak on things that they don't know about, and they're taken as the authority by some people. So, and again, we have to take these accolades with a grain of salt, because there are better podcasts than the Breakfast Club. There are. MediaScope for one. I'm just kidding. There are better podcasts than the Breakfast Club. They just did not get the award. So I think that we need to stop using awards as the mark of whether or not something is good, because it's been proven over and over that just because you have an Emmy, just because you have an Oscar, just because you have this award or that award, this accolade or that accolade, that doesn't mean your stuff is better than something that did not get awarded. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to be recognized by your peers, but it's just that it is your peers. People, it's not everybody. So the views expressed, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so thank you. Thank you, Cass. So Tanya says, this past week, I watched 3 podcasts where folks were giving out bad info about U.S. citizens that were traveling abroad. That they would not be able to come back into the U.S. after June 25th. And this is why you have to be very careful. There was a lot of misinformation about different things out there. If you don't do your due diligence, you listen, these podcast people will have you stuck someplace else because they didn't research. No, they didn't research, but then you didn't research to make sure it was true. I don't know what to say. I can't help people who don't want help. So yes, quality over quantity or numbers, 110%. All right, look, okay, we're at 6 minutes over. I wanted to show this really quickly, and then we're going to be done. Do you guys know Tiny Chef? There is an Instagram account, also a TikTok account. The show started on social media, and then it was picked up by Nickelodeon in 2022. So this was to be the 3rd season, but it got canceled. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you this. This is a huge thing all over social media. I've been following Tiny Chef for a while, so you probably see this, and I'm going to show you when there's this, and then we'll talk after. Let's see. First, let me share my screen. All right, here we are. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hold on a minute. I'm going to stop that because I need to make sure that you guys can hear me. All right. One more time. Let's go. Okay. The audio is checked. So here we go. All right. No, that's the wrong one. See? Talking and chewing gum. All right. Let's stop. I shared the wrong tab. So here we go. Present. Share the screen. And this is the one I want. Okay. All right. So this is Tiny Chef. If you've never seen Tiny Chef, this is stop motion animation. And he's really cute. It's really funny. And so again, he's been on Nickelodeon. They also play some of the older shows on Netflix. And this is the reaction video that they made to it being canceled. All right, here we go.
Yes, but I Tiny Chef here. Hey, Black of Woden, Black of Keyword. Ready to cook up some more episodes? Black of a brilliant blanket. Canceled? Bloody amazing canceled. But listen, but we had training, but you behave on set by promise. But I have like this will blow your minds. I've been. But we brought a baby. But about Wob. Bread and Jen. Cake. Patty. Brown cake. Where? But all my friends. Like I understand. I love you too. Bye.
Okay, so that was so sad. I was sorry. I was like, "Oh my goodness." So they found out, the team who does this, the show, found out that it was canceled like last month. So it gave them the opportunity to create this. When I tell you this has blown up all over social media, if you go to Nickelodeon's Instagram and you look at their latest video, which I think is Tyler doing something, all you see underneath of the comments is like, bring back Tiny Chef, justice for Tiny. People are not playing about Tiny Chef. So I'm telling you, it is hey Pat Roberts, what's up? It is really sad when things like that happen. But I brought that up to, first of all, I love Tiny Chef and I think it's so cute, but it lets you know that how volatile the industry is. So you have to have another plan. So of course, they do have a YouTube channel, etc. The thing is that we've put things like being on Nickelodeon, things like being on Netflix, things like being on HBO on such a high pedestal, a higher pedestal than us raising the money and distributing it ourselves, because that's harder. We've done that so much to the point that it's not even a consideration often for content creators. And believe me, I do understand you need to get paid for these things. I get it. But when you are so beholden to those types of broadcasters, you're also beholden to the whims of when they decide to cancel you. So I'm hoping that Tiny Chef, well, first of all, I know that people are hoping that Netflix will pick them up because they already have some older things on Netflix. So I know they're hoping Netflix will pick them up. But I'm hoping that they will really beef up their YouTube channel. They have a club. There's like a Tiny Chef club, and people pay monthly for that. You know, it could be something little like $2 or more. So it's really at this point crowdsourcing to keep that on the air. Kids love that show because it's a kid show. But this is the brilliant thing about that. Did you see the level of emotion that they use to tug at our heartstrings? This beloved character, they could have done it anyway, but they had the character actually show emotion. I felt terrible after that. Of course, people want to burn down Nickelodeon's headquarters now, and that is the response they want. So now it follows that maybe they will be picked up by Netflix, right? Hopefully, they will beef up their YouTube channel and be able to monetize through that. So don't be married. For those of you that are creating content, it's great. And I think we need traditional media as well. I think it's great. And they work in tandem, the independent and the traditional. But don't be so married to using your social media as a springboard to get elsewhere that you forget that social can be in and of itself a way to distribute. YouTube in particular can be a way for you to distribute. Your website can be a way for you to distribute. You just have to do the work of getting people there. So use social to form communities. It's harder, but the payoff is great because you don't have to listen to somebody else or listen to their whims in terms of, well, we're canceling you. You got half a season. You got one episode. So that character was actually expressing the feelings of the creators. Let's see what people are thinking here. And where are you? Cass says, "Oh my gosh, the voice! I never saw that before." Yeah, I've been following that account since about 2022, probably. It's overtime. Extended the show. It is overtime. National Black Debutante Project says, "Absolutely, the Breakfast Club makes me itch. Listen, the back of my head itches with it." they're free to do whatever, but I don't like that people take them as the authority on things. National Black Debutante Project also says, wow, yes, Tiny got me over here crying. What weren't you sad? I was like, oh my gosh. Excuse me. It is so heartbreaking to see that. And Ron Foster says, I'm just saying, a lot of people will disagree with me because a lot of people are like, oh, well, no, you're not going to be able to get paid as much with the, okay, that's fine. You can also not own your stuff. How about that? Anyway. Thank you for putting up with me today in my dry throat. Listen, let me see if we have anything over here. No, we're good. All right. So I'm going to let you go, but I did want to put, that was what we're going to end up with. But somebody wanted to say hi. Now, I don't know if you've heard the craze about the Labubu dolls. Now, Pop Mart is like a toy store, the little trinket toy store that is a Chinese store, but they've got locations in California. Do they have them in New York? They may have Pop Marts in New York, but definitely in Asia, they have lots of Pop Marts. So the big thing is Labubu. I'm going to put this up really quickly before we go so that you can see, because you probably have seen them before. And let me take down your comment. Have you seen these before? So the creator is from Hong Kong born, but grew up in the Netherlands and was really drawn by like the folklore there. So he created these monsters, right? Based off of stories. And so they're called Labubu, these monsters. So he teamed up with Pop Mart, and they teamed up with another company to make these dolls, and then he did this collaboration with Pop Mart, and they're available in Pop Mart. They've been available in Asia for forever, since like 2014, 2015. However, they took off like recently because Blackpink is a K-pop band. One of the members of Blackpink had a Labubu on their bag or whatever. And so now you can't find them. It's crazy because you cannot find them. But somebody did want to say hi. I have one. Listen, let me tell you why I have one. So for those of you who don't know, my sister lives in Asia. And, she was like, oh, these are cute. So she sent me one because I collect, I'm showing you, I collect things like Hello Kitties, and here's another Hello Kitty. I like these types of things. So she sent me the Labubu. And so this craze wasn't happening then. Then all of a sudden it got and you can't find them. They're like $100 each. So I said, listen, this thing is never leaving the house. You are staying here because I am not getting ambushed because of Labubu. So Labubu wanted to say hi. There we go. I'll see you later. Okay. All right. That is it. It is that we are like several minutes over. So thank you all so much for bearing with me. I just have to do less stories. That's what I have to do in order to make this show run just 1 hour. So we're going to get there. I'm going to take out some stories, but I enjoy the conversation, which is why it's important to me to get all of your comments. All right, folks, we're done. Thank you so very much for coming, for hanging out on a Friday night. I hope, it's like 10 o'clock. Sheesh. Wow. So thanks for hanging out on a Friday night till 10 o'clock. I really, really appreciate you. A Perry, thanks for coming in. Charlene, that's me. Thank you for being here over on the Instagram side. Instagram, it would do you well to find me over on YouTube because I'm probably not going to keep doing this on Instagram because it's difficult, but I appreciate you being here. And ND Arts says, oh, where are you? Have a blessed weekend. Thank you. Kimmy Kim is giving hearts. Cassandra Belton says, awesome show. Thank you. And Cass says, thank you. And also, Ron says, thank you. All right. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you enjoyed this. And I'll see you in a few. I'm up now. So I'll see you in your show. So, with that, I am going to end this and let you all get back to your Friday night. I hope you have an amazing weekend. If I hit the beach this weekend, I'll go live so that you can hang out at the beach with me. But until then, I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, all of this, and La Boo Boo. We're going to exit stage left. So until next week, guys, cheers. Bye bye.